Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most iconic anime characters of the 21st century as of this writing. To be clear, if a character made their first appearance before the millennium, we can't count them. Number 30, Deku, My Hero Academia. He dreamed of one day becoming a hero despite not having any powers in a world dominated by them, only to go on to be chosen as the successor of the greatest hero of the age. A humble fanboy at heart, if All Might is the embodiment of the Silver Age heroes, then Deku is the one to take those ideals into the modern times and all the societal perils that come with it. He's an awkward cinnamon roll at the best of times, but as he's proven over and over, when the chips are down, he will rise up to the occasion and do what's right, no matter which monster stands in his way, plus ultra. Number 29, Escanor, The Seven Deadly Sins. Timid by night and the embodiment of pride by day, Escanor shines as brightly as his sunshine magic ability. Escanor backs up his impossibly arrogant attitude and spruce mustache with kindness or maybe pity for all those weaker than him, which is basically everyone. Whether he's flexing on anyone who stands in his way or simping for Lady Merlin, Escanor can do no wrong in our eyes. While he may not technically be the protagonist of The Seven Deadly Sins, Escanor has enough main character energy to be the hero we deserve. Escanor. Number 28, Aqua Hoshino, Oshinoko. He may have a pretty face, but Aquamarine Hoshino has a dark side. The reincarnated fan of idol Ai Hoshino and her new son, Aqua is on a mission of revenge to find and kill his mother's murderer. By climbing the ranks of the entertainment industry, Aqua hopes to uncover the truth behind Ai's death. However, in hunting a monster, Aqua's personality becomes darker. He starts using those around him to achieve his ends. Although sometimes controversial, Aqua remains fascinating to watch, and we can't deny his acting chops or his dance moves. Number 27, Rem, ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. 仕方ないですね。レムの命じられている仕事はスバル君の監視ですから。ああ、そうだな。俺が怪しい真似しないかしっかりやっててくれ。The adorable Oni maid of Rosewall and the twin sister of Ram, Rem is initially cool and distrustful, if not downright murderous, towards Subaru. However, she gradually opens up to the isekai protagonist after much tribulation and a few resets. Her devotion to both Subaru and her sister won the hearts of many. 好きです。どうして？スバル君が自分のことを嫌いだってそういうのなら。スバル君のいいところがこんなにあるってレムが知っていることを知ってほしくなったんです。Rem is the ultimate ride or die girl, willing to do anything for those she cares about, and that includes everything from housework to emotional comfort to fighting off demons. Apologies to Emilia stans, but in this waifu war, Subaru, well, he chose poorly. Number 26, Reagan, Mob Psycho 100. He's got no powers to his name, is a con man by trade, has spent most of his life bullshitting friends and foes alike, and yet somehow in a series that features espers who can lift whole cities, Reagan is still the standout character. Compared to everyone else who is trying to exert their psychic abilities to conquer or trying to hide it away, Reagan is world savvy, has a firm grasp on what it's like to live in the real world, and is likely the only man who can take down a superpowered organization by breaking down their self-esteem with words alone.
いい年していつまでも遊んでんじゃねえよ。
He's no saint, but Mob couldn't ask for a better mentor.
僕の師匠の正体は。いいやつだ。
Number 25, Denji, Chainsaw Man. The eponymous hero of Chainsaw Man, Denji breaks the mold from most of his shonen protagonist peers by being more of a typical teenage boy. Sure, he fights devils and has a chainsaw devil dog for a heart, but at the end of the day, he's as sex-crazed and self-absorbed as any other kid his age. While Denji is deeply flawed as a person, his straightforward nature, relatability, down-to-earth goals, and friendships have helped make him a refreshing hero.
外出れたら貸し借りなしだからな。
Although Denji likes to pull back his cord and let it rip, he really needs to learn restraint, or at least be more discerning in his pursuit of women. Not that we can blame him, resisting Makima is hard to do. Number 24, Kaiji. The undisputed king of losers, who serves as the greatest example of why you never want to get into debt or become a slave to gambling. After falling into financial hell, Kaiji's only recourse is to battle his way through a series of life-or-death games for the amusement of the obscenely wealthy. It's one of the worst predicaments a person can imagine themselves in, and it's where Kaiji as a character thrives, the ultimate underdog scraping by with wit alone. And in that regard, we can't help but feel captivated by his antics.
はあ、やめるんだ。一度負けたくらいで。
Even if he somehow makes every situation worse with that greed of his.
働いても、働いても、働いても、たどり着けないかね。
Number 23, Megumin Konosuba. From the very first explosion, this little lady won us over.
あなた方のような者たちの出現を待ち望んでいた。
Oh sure, watching Aqua step her foot in it never gets old. Kazuma is the best example of an anti-isekaier, while Darkness is... well, Darkness. But it's Megumin with her mischievous nature, earnest love of explosion magic, and theatrics as the supposed best archmage of the Crimson Demon clan that continues to endear her to us. She'll smite down whatever gets in her path and look adorable while doing it.
光に覆われし漆黒よ。夜をまといし爆炎よ。
At least until she faints after a single use. She's simultaneously the best and worst spellcaster you could ever want in a party.
友人というものは苦難も分かち合うものだと思います。
Number 22, Tanjiro, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Not everyone could devote themselves to learning how to kill demons and find a cure for their sister's demonic transformation after losing the rest of their family and remain well adjusted. But Tanjiro's one of a kind. Sure, his hype sword fights are a major draw, but it's his empathy for other people that has earned Tanjiro so much adoration. Whether it's his allies or his enemies, Tanjiro sees the good in everyone. He's just a kind and decent guy. Tanjiro's the sort of person who would do your taxes and bake you cookies while helping you move. Number 21, Satsuki, Kill the Kill. On your knees, you pigs in human clothing, because Lady Satsuki is about to bring the pain and look damn good while doing it. Ryuko may be a sassy ball of vengeance, but it's her sister's Ice Queen persona, skill with a sword, and inner compassion that left the longer lasting impression.
この姿はカムイが最も力を震える姿。それを俗な価値基準で恥じるなど。
Not only was she a badass with her Kamui, but her dedication to her end goal of liberating the world from her tyrannical mother, no matter the cost, proved how she was far more than a simple rival for Ryuko to overcome. Put all of that together and what do you get? The greatest waifu of the century thus far. Well, maybe one of them. Number 20, Howl, Howl's Moving Castle. This wizard does indeed live in a castle that moves, but there's more to the man than where he lays his head.
Now, straighten your legs and start walking.
While he's somewhat cowardly, mercurial, and has a flair for the dramatic,
I specifically ordered you not to get carried away! Now I'm repulsive.
Howl is also a romantic, compassionate man, willing to befriend and give his heart to anyone. And we mean that last one literally in the case of Calcifer. It's almost certain that none of us will be whisked off our feet by a magical birdman when we're prematurely old and grey like Sophie. But Howl keeps that impossible dream alive for many. Number 19, Osamu Dazai, Bungo Stray Dogs. Named after a Japanese novelist, Osamu Dazai has a way with words himself. Effortlessly witty and irreverent, this member of the armed detective agency is a study in contradictions.
では、武装探偵社と戦争かい？やってみたまえよ。やれるものなら。
He's an ex-mafia member turned detective. He's somehow both so brilliant that he's always 10 steps ahead of everyone else, and also a complete disaster. Dazai commands attention whenever he's on screen, and he manages to have great chemistry with just about every character. It's no wonder he's so popular. Even so, his comedic attempts to have an, early exit don't always land though.
私はどうすればいい？
Number 18, Josuke. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable. Look, we'd love to put Joseph or Jotaro on here, but they already made animated appearances prior to the 2000s. Not to say that Josuke doesn't deserve his time in the spotlight, since his JoJo-ness is just as good as any of his predecessors. He's just your average teen, who happens to be blessed with a stand that can give free hands like nobody's business, not to mention heal anyone on the verge of death. Truly humble and considerate to the end. Oh, unless you make fun of his hairdo, in which case, prepare to die. Not even a mass murderer with a hand fetish that can make people go boom could handle Josuke's brand of swag. Number 17, Whitebeard, One Piece. Alas, Luffy and Zoro made their appearances just before the turn of the new millennium, which means the Straw Hats are out of consideration. But that doesn't apply to this legend of the golden age of piracy. One of the 4 emperors of the sea, or just Pops to those who serve under him, despite being well into his twilight years, Edward Newgate is a force of nature. From his devil fruit, his size, to the respect he's garnered the world over, he was willing to go to war with the Navy just to save a single member of his crew. And even when his life was finally snuffed out, he still died standing. Number 16, Koyomi Araragi, Monogatari series. Nowadays, there are so many harem protagonists out there that you could fill a whole encyclopedia, most of which you'll likely find come in various shades of milk toast. And it is in that capacity that Araragi stands alone. Not only is he part of one of the most visually dynamic franchises in recent memory, but he's also kind of an asshole. A vampiric asshole who is constantly having to save his love interests from crazy oddities linked to their emotional burdens, but an asshole nonetheless. He screws up, he gets his backside handed to him, he crosses lines no one should when it comes to brushing teeth, and it's all refreshing to behold. Number 15, Frieren. Frieren Beyond Journey's End. When you can live forever, you need a hobby. And besides mentoring young adventurers, killing demons, and finding grimoires, this ancient elf mage is trying her best to get to know the people around her.
フリーレン、君のこの先の人生は僕たちには想像もできないほど長いものになるんだろうね。
そうかもね。
Frieren is a wonderfully complex character. While she'll seem stoic, blunt, and unemotional one minute, the next she'll turn into a pouty elven baby who just wants to sleep in or fall for another obvious mimic trap. As impressive as Frieren's titanic magical abilities are, what hits home for many are her attempts at human connection, which almost everyone can relate to. Her magic is pretty epic though.
アウラ、お前の前にいるのは1000年以上生きた魔法使いだ。
Number 14, Levi, Attack on Titan. Eren may be able to transform into a rampaging monster, Mikasa may have abs for days, Armin may have the purest heart in this broken, messed up world, but there's only one man among the Survey Corps that's a unit unto himself. Raised in squalor, Levi has seen the ugliest side of both humans and titans, and come out of it as a soldier capable of slicing apart both with equal ferocity. He's a man of few words, but put him in front of an obstacle, and he'll chop it to bits within the blink of an eye. Pretty sure he single-handedly redefined what badass could be in his debut alone. If we were Zeke, we'd be sweating bullets. Number 13, Haruhi Suzumiya, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Brash, arrogant, inconsiderate, and just about the last person you'd want to have the power to rewrite the universe. Haruhi is a lot of things, an unaware god just happens to be one of them. While this might make her sound utterly hateable, and she certainly has her moments, it's her fascinating exploits with the SOS Brigade that slowly started to endear Haruhi to us, especially when her uncontrollable abilities start flaring up during their high school hijinks.
The name of the heretofore nameless startup club has just been decided, and its name is...
The SOS Brigade!
Thanks to the rocky relationship she eventually builds with Kyon, this would-be deity isn't so much concerned with dominating all life, as she is rewinding time so her summer fun can last forever.
Wait, Haru...
Well, that's it. We're done for today. I set tomorrow aside just in case, but I guess you can all take the day off now.
There's that feeling again.
Yep, she's a headache, but you'll love her all the same. Number 12, Edward Elric, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. While he stole the show back in the day, we can agree this second iteration of the older Elric brother is the definitive take. While his hatred for being called short and eagerness to deliver an auto-mail punch to anyone who wrongs him remains unchanged, what truly elevates this fledgling alchemist above his peers is his unwavering sense of loyalty to his brother, as well as the unspoken guilt he feels due to the childhood mistake that cost both him and Alphonse their bodies. Battle-hardened, unrelenting in his pursuit of the Philosopher's Stone, and undeniably human no matter how much of him is artificially replaced, You couldn't ask for a better face for a universally acclaimed franchise.
錬金術で全てを解決できると思い込んだ。だけどそれは間違いだった。
Number 11, Saber, Fate Series.
あなたが私のマスターか。
Considering that by this point there are legions of Saber-class servants taking part in all manner of Holy Grail wars located all across this franchise, we're specifically focusing on Artoria Pendragon, King of Knights, esteemed owner of Excalibur, occasional lover of Shiro, and overall badass capable of bringing down the competition with a single radiant slash. Just, noble, though not without her fair share of regrets, watching her take on other servants and masters in pursuit of her wish will never not be awesome, especially if you delve into her work across Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works. Number 10, Thorfinn, Vinland Saga. When it comes to character arcs, few anime characters can match Thorfinn. Beginning as a starry-eyed kid from Greenland, Thorfinn vows revenge after his father Thors is killed in a duel by Aslad. Forced to work for his father's killer, Thorfinn spends his adolescence surrounded by violence, with no one to trust and nothing to hope for but Aslad's death. It takes becoming enslaved and discovering friendship amid his darkest times for him to truly change and grow. Thorfinn's journey from angry, bitter youth to a peaceful man wise beyond his years is an epic part of Vinland Saga and anime in general. He may have no enemies, but Thorfinn certainly has esteemed peers, the greatest anime characters ever. Number 9, Ichigo Kurosaki, Bleach. Between taking down punks during school to invading heaven itself to save his companion from execution, this substitute Shinigami simply refused to let a little thing like death slow him down. His hilarious interactions with the extensive cast of the Gotei 13, along with his iconic battles against the likes of Byakuya, Grimmjow, and Ulquiorra, elevated him to superstardom in the eyes of fans. Number 8, Saitama, One Punch Man. In a time where everyone was becoming a superhero out of a sense of moral responsibility, or because they were blessed with great power, seeing some dude in a cape do it because it was fun was a much welcome addition. Of course, the fact he can inexplicably wipe out everything in his path with a single strike doesn't hurt either. In what sounds like it could be a doomed formula, Saitama's eternal meh attitude, combined with a total disregard for heroic theatrics, somehow resulted in him rising up to become the caped crusader both his world and the anime scene desperately needed. Hard to believe just one punch can cause so much hype. Number 7, Gojo, Jujutsu Kaisen. For as great as the cast of this dark supernatural action series is, Gojo alone is the honored one. But can you blame us? He is just the best. The strongest Jujutsu sorcerer of the age, Gojo has plenty of offbeat wisdom to dish out to his students, when he isn't trolling people in or out of battle, that is. While the whole irreverent, overpowered mentor with covered eyes thing has been done before, more on that soon, Gojo has so much undeniable swagger that everyone can't help but love him. Who wouldn't want to get lost in those eyes? Number 6. Kakashi, Naruto series. Yeah, settle down in the back. While a certain orange-wearing ninja may be the face of this long-running franchise, it's his masked mentor that stands tall for not only accumulating some of the best moments, but is just an overall better character. A veteran shinobi entrusted with the Sharingan by his dying friend, going on to become the unorthodox teacher for the next generation, all the while delivering fight scenes that weren't only straight fire, but also harbored true emotional weight. Seriously, even a cursory glance at his showdown with Obito still leaves us stunned. Plus, the man's a purveyor of smutty literature. Points for that alone. Number 5. Okabe, Steins Gate. In our mind, there's only one person worthy of the title of mad scientist, and it goes to the guy who cracked time travel with nothing more than a microwave and a text message. Upon discovering they can alter timelines via this crazy combo, Okabe and his merry band of misfits revel in their scientific triumph, at least until they start attracting some unwanted, murderous attention from a certain shadowy organization. This is where Okabe truly comes into his own, for beneath the veneer of a wacko in a lab coat is a sensitive soul who would defy the laws of the universe to save those he loves. Especially if it's Kurisu. Number 4. Gintoki, Gintama.
いいか、昼間にイチゴ牛乳を飲みすぎて夜中にトイレに行きたくなったとしよう。しかし布団の外は寒い。布団から出たくない。しかし尿意は強まる一方だ。
There are comic relief characters who have badass moments. Then there are badasses who might crack the occasional joke. Very rarely do you find one who is the embodiment of a savage shonen sword swinger who also breaks the fourth wall relentlessly. Whether it's parodying literally everything under the sun or delving into a heartbreaking backstory, Gintoki doesn't settle for mediocrity. Goes to show that if they're well written, even someone willing to troll the audience with a fake movie trailer can have dynamic layers to them.
いや、この劇場第2弾の話だけど、んなもんやるわけねえだろ。
Number 3. L. Death Note.
私は L です。
Light may be the god of the new world that made us question just how much we can cheer for a nihilist on a bloody crusade, but not for 1 second did we waver in our support for this oddest of detectives.
照れなくていいです、ライト君。
With unique mannerisms and a dizzying intellect that could even match that of Kira, L was very much the social anomaly, but one with a very traditional sense of justice, making him the perfect opponent for the hubristic Light. No matter what you think of his policy on no socks, his methodical approach and dedication to solving crimes made him a wholly likable figure we could rally behind. No wonder his death crippled so many. Number 2. Kamina, Gurren Lagann. The man was killed off after only 8 episodes, and yet his legacy remains strong as ever. That should tell you just how much of a beast Kamina was, serving as an inspiration to the remnants of humanity, with nothing more than some nonsensical speeches, hatred for shirts, unfiltered machismo, and genuine love for his bro Simon. or he was taken away from us too soon, with none of the other casts truly succeeding in measuring up to the shadow left behind. But the fact this goofball still resonates in the minds of fans speaks volumes. He truly did make every moment count, though we're guessing he wished he spent more time with Yoko.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Lelouch v Britannia. Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. Emperor, Rebel, Tyrant, Zero. This man was all of these things and so much more, all of which culminated in creating the best damn anti-hero to grace anime thus far. Determined to overthrow the Britannian Empire and undo the evils of his own family, Lelouch stoked the fire of revolution by assuming the role of a masked vigilante, who just so happened to be able to control the minds of those who were caught in the Geass's gaze. Of course, you can't overturn a global superpower without getting blood on your hands, with Lelouch's constant blurring of the line between savior and anarchist, painting him as the ultimate morally grey lead. Is there a celebrated 21st century anime character who missed the party? Surprise us with your favorites in those comments below.
でも君には聞きたいことがあるから、これくらいで勘弁してあげる。
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.